Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Path of the Divine. I hope you have a fantastic week and weekend as well, that you're taking care of each other and enjoying your life in the summer. This video is gonna be a story time video. I'm gonna talk a little bit and actually reveal something very personal for you that I haven't talked about yet, I haven't mentioned it. And this is actually one of the reasons why I in the first place took a break from all sexual activity, you can say, both dating women, hanging out with women, having sex and masturbating and all this stuff, because I had to deal with an issue that I had. I had a hard time to control this behavior. I felt like I always needed a validation from the opposite sex. I needed to be with someone or myself in order to kind of feel happy. So I needed to have a break. And there were one incident actually, or I should say two incidents, but this one in particular is something that kind of made me take another course in my life, maybe take another route, because I felt like it made me really question my own behavior, and it really made me zoom out and view myself where I was heading, what kind of behavior I was doing, and is this really the guy I want to be? And I started asking a lot of questions, and I heard the answer in my head, and that was, no, I'm not proud of the guy I'm seeing. I don't want to act like this, I don't want to behave like this, and I have to make a change. So this video is going to be a little personal story time video. I'm going to walk you through what happened and why this is something I don't want anyone to face. And I would really highly suggest all men out there to be careful with how we behave. Even though it doesn't mean that your intentions have to be wrong. It's just that we live in a world where like you can get accused of basically anything, because the women out there have a lot of power. And the men out there, especially after Me Too, we have to be more careful than ever. So always be careful and think one more time before you act on a certain thing, especially when alcohol and drugs are involved. So yeah, let's get into the video. Yeah, so it was back in 2021, I think it was in January. We just had a break on our company because we usually close down during the Christmas break there. So we had like 2 weeks off, and I just got back to work, and it was like a regular January morning, black outside, cold, snow. Most people not in the best mood. And as you can imagine, I remember I got I think it was either a text message or a mail. I think I got both actually, but they contacted me during the morning. On the message, when I read it, it says that, first I can say that when I got the message, I kind of right away felt like something was off. My intuition, my heart told me that, okay, this is something that's not very good, and you should be prepared for what's gonna happen. So I can immediately feel my heart rate going up and my pulse starting to pulsating. And when I started reading the message, I got even more kind of freaked out, because I was kind of like in shock, you can say. So when I started to read, it was a message from the police department here in my city, and they said that they during the day are going to contact me because we need to go through this. It's kind of a serious accusation you have received, and it's this woman it's a woman who accusing you of been raped, that you have been raping her. And I could immediately feel like that really took a toll on me. I got really scared, to be honest, because I've never been involved in any situations like this. So they said that they're gonna contact me, and we need to have a few words, and they're gonna reveal what actually happened. So immediately I started talking to my sisters, because I worked with them, and started to have a little dialogue there. And I started to immediately also playing up scenarios in my head. What could have been happening here? What is this scenario? When did this happen? Because I just this is not me, you know. I would never never a single thought would I ever be doing something like this. I have never hurt anyone, especially any woman or girl, and I would never do it. So it felt like I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, why is this even happening? Fast forward now, when I look back in retrospect, I view it as a sign that I had to analyze my behavior and to really do something about it, to change the course of my life. During the day, I got a phone call from a policewoman. We started to talk, and she revealed for me that it was this girl last summer. So this was in 2020 in the summer. that she had been filing a report on me that I on a summer night that I have been raping her. And to be honest, my first reaction was actually good, because I calmed down, because I knew exactly what scenario she was talking about. I knew exactly what has happened that particular night and weekend. So it kind of made me a little calm, and I knew exactly what this was all about. I knew right away that she wanted to get some sort of revenge for me. And but still it was pretty tough, because this was a new experience for me and not very pleasant at all, to be honest. The whole process took about a month. I had to go down to the police department. I had to sit down in a hearing, answering questions. I even got in touch with a lawyer here in my city, because I wanted to have someone to have a dialogue between all this, and someone to lean on, basically, because I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. And but he said that the accusations are on such a low level that there's basically no chance that this is gonna get taken any further. But for me, I just wanted to be more reassured to have someone who knows this process. This whole incident took place on the summer, so it was me and 3 other friends to me, 3 other guys, and we rented a cabin in a party town during the summer in Sweden. And we rented it with 4 other girls, and one of my friends knew the girls, so I had never met them. I didn't have any contact with them. And it was this evening we were drinking, we were playing games and having a good time, I remember. And but I also remember that me and this girl, we had kind of an argument. She got triggered by my way of speaking, you can say, because that was the time when I was kind of into politics, and I wasn't the guy who kind of backed down when subjects got up to talk about, because I always stood up and said my point of view, and I didn't back down. So, and I can sense that she got triggered by it, because she got very upset. She actually ran into the house and spent time there on the evening. So we were kind of surprised, okay, what the hell is that behavior? Is she a child? And then I also remember that during the evening, I didn't think much about it, but we were actually leaving for going out to kind of the town, hang around with other people. Then all of a sudden, from nowhere, she kind of throws herself at me and throw myself into another room. She closed the room and she just threw herself at me and started to making out. And we were about to leave, and I was so surprised, because I wasn't expecting anything like that. But yeah, I know how women behave, so I think this was kind of a reason for me standing up for myself. That's very attractive, and you're being your authentic self, and a lot of girls like that. Anyhow, we hang out. We didn't go with the guys or with the other people, so we stayed at the cabin, and we had sex, and it was nothing wrong at all. She was the one who wanted it to happen, so to say, or me, of course, as well. But nothing was really wrong, more than I remember that maybe looking back now, I would have done I would behave in a different way, I can put it that way. She was a lot younger than me, so, and there were some words we changed that maybe wasn't the best. I kind of made her a little upset, I think. So I take that on myself. But the whole thing is bizarre, because she actually spent the night in my room. So we slept in the same bed, spent the night, and then apparently the day after, she accused me in the police station that I've been raping her, which is so insanely bizarre, to be honest. But that was how the evening unfolded. And I think she just kind of changed her mind, wanted to get back on me because she couldn't take it. But that was kind of the starting point for me to really change my behavior, because I felt like this can't go on. It can't go on like this, because the more situations like this gonna happen, the greater the risk it that I mean, you get more accusations, because you never know. People are, after Me Too movement, you're more in the risk zone than ever, especially as a guy. So we have to be careful about that. No, 100%. What I also find out, which I also know it was the case, she dropped everything after the hearing at the police department, she dropped all accusations and she told Leon that she made it up. So it was a false story, because she said that I like forced myself on her and raped her basically, which never was the case. So that was kind of like the turning point in my life, because after that I really took myself more seriously. Like, okay, look myself in the mirror and okay, I'm not happy with myself. I can't keep going like this. I have to do something. That's why I started to look into more nofap videos and see more intention. And yeah, I don't know if exactly what was after that I started practicing it, but I think it was some time after that. But that's kind of like what triggered on the start of becoming a new person, new man, because I wasn't happy with who I was. I didn't really have any purpose. I didn't have any direction and mission, and it was kind of like just playing along with life, enjoying, having fun, partying and doing bad stuff, hanging around with wrong people. That was one of the reasons as well. Those guys, we were 4 guys. I'm only like kind of friend with one of them at the moment. The other 2 I don't have any contact with anymore, because they had I think they have pretty bad influence. They had it on me, and that's why the people who hang around with are so important. You have to choose the right company, because in the end of the day, you're gonna take your subconscious mind. You're gonna take like bits and pieces of what their behavior. So if they're behaving and acting in a certain way that you're not like aligning with anymore, you're still gonna get that into your life, and you're gonna kind of like form and fold yourself into becoming more like them. And that's not what I wanted to be. I just wanted to become so different that what they were representing, that's what I am today. The whole scenario was very, very sad, and it made me questioning everything, like just how fucking insane it is that they can just accuse anyone like that. Because the thing is, like, it's not fun for my family as well, to have their son like going into hearing that he's accused for raping a girl. Like, when you're like, that's not just who you are. I would never do anything like that. It's so far away from who I am that it was very, very sad in a way, to be able to deal with that. So that was more like my defining moment. That's what I titled the video, that my defining moment that kind of like reshaped, remolded myself. At least the start of it, because after that I started to implementing very good habits and started to really analyze my behavior and analyze my company that I was hanging around with. So if you have anything similar in your life that you have been like, that happened to you, that was kind of like your defining moment that really made you question yourself in a lot of ways, and kind of led you into different paths in your life, let me know in the commenter. I also wanted to say that it actually has happened one incident before, after that as well. I think it was the summer after that, or maybe summer the year after. Maybe it was an incident that was a little bit, it's not like that, but it's a little weird thing as well. I got blackmailed on Instagram for some girl, which also was not fun, but nothing really happened. But it was a little incident as well that was enough. Let's put it that way for me. So, but yeah, I think that when we get faced with situations like this is where we have to take a decision. Like, where are we heading? Who do we want to become? What is the person like you see yourself in the end of the year? Is it going to be a person like do these kind of things that act like this, or is it going to be totally different? You gotta take a choice there and give yourself the tools and the time to become what you want. Because especially now when I started these channels and talking about certain things, I wanted to lead by example 100%, and I want to be a good role model. So, but I want to be more like an inspiration for people so that they can create themselves to become good role models. That's what I want to have said. Because we can't look to certain people, and because we have like, we look up to them. Sure, we can look up to people, but at the end of the day, we're gonna ourselves, we have to do their job ourselves so that we become better. But then of course we're always gonna make mistakes. That's not what I'm talking about. We're always gonna make that. We're gonna slip up and we're gonna fail at certain things. That's part of life and that's the journey. But then it also comes down to what kind of degree are they. This level that I experienced here was too low for me. That's not the level I want to operate on anymore. That's in the past. That's the person I used to be. I killed the old Robin and I moved on, and I'm very happy about that. So so this video is more meant for you guys to I just wanted to share a personal story to what actually was my kind of reason why I started practicing semen retention. I mentioned it before, that it was because I had such a hard time controlling the desire, because I felt like I needed to have it in order to be happy. And when you're put in that scenario, it's not a good place to be in. You have to take a decision there and do something about it to abstain from that thing. Either you have to accept that that's who you are, or you have to abstain from it and take back control, balance it out, so that you can come back more into a balanced and harmony in your own life. So that's what I wanted to have said with this video. I hope I don't scare you. So, but like I said, it was false accusation and just a made-up story. But the point of the video is that always be careful, guys. This is more to the guys out there, because I know, especially if you're young and you're partying a lot, like, the women have a lot of power nowadays, especially in the Western world, where since the Me Too movement started many years ago, it's been even harder and it's been crazier, and people, especially guys, men, are more in the what do you say? They're more they're easy targets for these kind of accusations. We have seen it so many times now. I mean, a lot of public people, famous people who have been accused for all kinds of stuff 20 years ago. I mean, it's ridiculous. So we have to be careful and just accept the reality now, as it is what it is, the climate. But I think we're kind of moved on from that worst part now, so I think it's gonna become just better. But always be careful. Think twice when you do things, because it's not worth it. Trust me, you don't want to go through that. It's not fun. It takes a toll on yourself and your confidence and your how you view yourself. So stay away from that. You don't have to go through that experience, I promise you. Learn from what other people have been through and done. You don't have to do that. So with that said, I want to wish you a fantastic start of the next week, and take care now. See you soon.